Welcome back to it today, guys. Time for another anime first impression video. This is going to be on detectives these days are crazy, and it is a crazy series. I guess you can see that it is comedy over the top. I wouldn't say it's Sakamoto Days style, but it has a little bit of that uh type of, well, it doesn't have the action other than the at the end of the episode, but it does have that comicalness of it, um, over the topness comedy with it, and I think out of the series that I've seen so far, which is not many, this is one that could potentially get people to talk about, at least online, about the series. I don't see it being top 10, unfortunately. There's a lot of returning stuff, and there's a lot of good new stuff as well, but I do see people at least mentioning it. So before anything, guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. I've been gone for 2 months, so I'm trying my best to post as many videos. Just came back from the gym from watching these series. Actually, I was in the gym, in the treadmill, watching these series. So I'm trying my best to keep up with life, but also post here on my channel. So thank you for the support. A like and a comment will help tremendously. So okay, let's talk about detectives these days are crazy. It is a series that's in Crunchyroll, 1 episode out, time of recording. Obviously, by the time you watch this video, there could be more episodes. It is releasing on Tuesdays. They're on Crunchyroll. So the story itself follows a I don't want to say washed out, but essentially a washed out detective. He was really good as a youngster. I think he was like fresh out of high school, or maybe still in high school, where his career started, and he was completing jobs left and right, and people were amazed, and he had basically the glorious days at that time. But now he's older, and it's been years, and he he gets a call at the beginning of the episode, and he's immediately has back problems and not able to get to the door, and he's crawling. Now, off this, we get our second protagonist, which is a girl, and she shows up, and from there, it just becomes, comedy from there. I kind of felt like for a moment we're going to get a little bit more seriousness, but the moment he had a broken back, he's crawling on the floor, girl shows up in a skirt, you can assume what happens. You can tell off the bat it's a comedy. And they interact with each other, but essentially she's there because she saw a flyer of his who he posted years ago about how he needs an assistant for his office, and she wants to be that assistant. Now, he is fighting against her, essentially saying that, one, that's an old flyer, but two, there's no means for him, there's no ends, there's no money basically for him to pay for her to be an assistant. And she's like, that's okay, I've been training, I want to be a detective, I just want to be, basically get my feet wet, and prepare myself more. And we eventually figure out as the episode goes on that she knows who he is. Like, she probably has been following him for a while. She's probably know who he is. Not probably know, he does, she does. But is close, a lot closer than what he thinks. And could be that she is maybe a person that he saved. Like, we don't get that background story yet, but it could be more likely someone that he saved, or because of something that he did, maybe her life was completely changed. It could be that, and then from there she just kind of looked up to him, and now she's a high schooler girl, right? So it kind of ends as him blowing her off and saying, no, you can't be my assistant. And the episode continues with him basically stalking his client, or his client's wife, who he's trying to figure out if she's cheating or not, and ends up being that the girl goes into this cute cafe, he can't enter, and becomes a high school girl. Eventually we find out that she's been stalking him while he's been stalking the girl, and she's like, you're a little bit too old school with stuff. Let me help you. Like, plus, you can't enter the cafe unless I enter with you, right? Because you're gonna look like a creeper. So she's able to basically meddle herself into being his assistant, and they solve the case. But as they're solving the case, we're finding out that he's very old school. Like he has a freaking camera, like an old school camera, trying to take pictures of the girl cheating, as well as doesn't know what a smartphone is, doesn't know how people are more cautious nowadays, and if you're stalking someone, they're gonna become cautious of you. They might not think that you're spying on them because, you know, she's a cheating wife, but they might just be suspicious and want to run away from you. So she definitely is complimenting him and helping him, I guess, get to the age of what detectiveness is now. And yeah, it's definitely what's happening at that moment of the episode. The second half of the episode is 2 different missions gone wrong. One, very quickly, is about a cat. They find the wrong cat, so they keep the cat as the office pet, and which is weird. And then the second one is she's basically, she put posters up that were attracting the wrong type of clients, so she's sent back to take them down, and one of those clients show up, and she's basically asking the agency to take down a bee's nest. And our detective is scared of bugs. There's a whole scene about that, and so he calls her and tells her, I need you to take down a hive, a beehive for me. And there's miscommunication, and she understands that that's code for a mafia group, and she gets the wrong address, so she shows up to a mafia building, and he's like going through the instructions, like, make sure you seal the exits, make sure you fumigate them, and he's like talking about how to kill a hive, and she's thinking, this is how I'm going to destroy the mafia group. And she does. Like, she ends up killing off a bunch of mafia members except one, and like that's where the action comes from, which kind of gave me Sakamoto Days vibes, comedy from high school girl basically being able to destroy this whole mafia group. And the last one that survives basically begs for his life. He's 20 years old. He just joined. He says, I'll quit. I won't be a Yakuza anymore. Please spare my life. And she does. And basically, she, without the detectives, you know, say, gives him a position in the agency of the detective. And that, in a nutshell, is the first episode of Detectives These Days Are Crazy. It's a very crazy, high-paced episode. These type of episodes, you can't keep to just one story. You do need to keep like different stories at the same time. And I kind of like that. It's a good comedy. I don't know how many other comedies are going to come out this summer, but for right now, it stands on the top for comedies when it comes for this season. So let me know if there's more out there. Obviously, there's one more series that I haven't reviewed. Time of recording, there's more series releasing today, so I'll try my best to watch those as well and post them as quickly as possible for you guys. But I am getting to a point where hopefully I'll be recording more than being able to post. So I'll be posting maybe 2-3 videos per day very soon, just for the first impressions. And then I'm going to go back to posting maybe just 4 or 3 videos a week, just because it's become a little bit difficult to post more than that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.